Hello everyone, welcome to Edurice channel. This is 20 minutes challenge day 15. We are going to also see 10 MCQs challenge I'll be sharing in the comment box. Please do attend. In today's session, we are going to start with chapter 3 Graphical Excellence in Excel. This is from Cyber Quest Kips Learning Grade 7 CBSE board. In the previous videos, we have seen second chapter working on Excel, how a tabular column, formulas to be used, functions in an Excel sheet. In today's video, we are going to start with the third chapter, Graphical Excellence in Excel sheet. So you can see that the graphs representation of data is very important and it is very easy to visualize. Let's see, explore more into this chapter and see how we are going to have graphical representation in Excel. So let's begin 20 minutes challenge. Let's start the timer. Here we go. All right. So we are going to start the third chapter, Graphical Excellence in Excel. Now, in this chapter, we are going to see how creating graphs in an Excel sheet is done and why is that to be done. So let's say if you have a tabular column in an Excel sheet that is created and visualizing these data, just looking into the numbers, you may not understand or you will have clear picture you will not have any clear picture when you just look at to these numbers. If you convert this tabular column into something that is in the form of graph, that is called the chart in an Excel sheet. So this chart will be very easy to analyze and visualize the data. So, here the chapter starts with a small conversation between the keyboard robot and a girl where they are going to discuss about how a graphical representation of data in Excel can be done. So, in this chapter, we are going to see charts, more features of Excel. We are going to go with sorting techniques, how sorting, filtering, and grouping of worksheets can be done. So let's jump into the chapter and start learning. Now, the first thing we have is to understand what a chart is. In mathematics, when you are doing some data handling questions, you might have come across graph sheets, 2D graph sheets, or there will be just small boxes of graph sheet that you will be using to draw the data handling values that is represented in a tabular column. And this graph will be consisting of some parameters. There will be some elements or components in a graph. Now the same thing will be having a chart in an Excel sheet. This is an effective way to display data in the pictorial form. Pictorial means some kind of diagrams. So instead of seeing the numbers, instead of just looking into the values, we can have pictorial form. Now, this will be very easy to compare from one value or to analyze whether there is increase, growth, or there is decline. Let's say if there are students of 40 in a class and if the teacher wants to find out whether the students are performing well from FA1 to FA2 and SA1, so they can create a graph representing marks of FA1, marks of FA2, and so on. Now, with that graph, teacher can able to easily analyze and understand that is the curve going upwards, that is growth, or is it going downwards. So, graphical representation is very important and it's very essential for you to learn. All right. So, first, before learning to that, first we will understand what does the components of chart consist of. So here this diagram shows the components of a chart. what a chart consists of and what do they are called as in an Excel. So here we have got overall 9 terms that are represented here. All right. So here the next explanation is about all these 9 terms. I'll be going to go with each of these one by one. The first thing is chart area. Now here you will see the chart area. This is the whole thing that you see in the box. All the elements, components that comprises of that is represented, that is called as chart area. So it consists of all these things, the elements, components that you see within this box are called as chart area. Next, the second thing we have is category axis. In mathematical graph, you might have drawn a, a line horizontal and a line vertical, that is called as x-axis and y-axis. Here in Excel sheet, this x-axis values that you are going to take will be called as category axis. Now these are the categories in which we are going to plot the chart. So we call x-axis in the chart as category axis, whereas y-axis is called as value axis. Right? So we will have values that we are going to represent on y-axis, whereas in x-axis we will have categories. Let's say if you have uh, marks to be represented, you will be mentioning the subject name here: Hindi, English, Math, Computers, Science, Social Studies. Right? So this will be like category. And here you will be representing marks like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So these are values. So here we call this, instead of x-axis and y-axis, we call it as category axis and value axis. Next thing, uh, after category and value axis, we have data series, axis title. So data series are nothing but here the graphical representation, the part of values that are represented, those are called as data series. This is related to the data that you are mentioning. Let's say if you have like 3 students, student 1, student 2, student 3, for an English marks, the student 1 have scored 50, the student 2 have scored 30, the student 3 have scored 55. So this bar that I'm representing is talking about some data of this particular student, of a student 1 in math or in a subject. So this represents data series. This is information related to the data. Next we have axis title. Now axis title is telling you what is taken on the y-axis. X-axis title will also be there, but normally as it is like category based, so we don't have axis titles for this x-axis. For the y-axis, okay, there will be titles for the x-axis as well and y-axis. So this axis titles represents what value, what name is given to the values of this y-axis. It can be marks, it can be sales, anything. Next, so we are done with axis title, we are done with plot series, data series. Then we have plot area. The plot area is the area within this box where we are going to represent data series that are represented. So this area is called as plot area, where we are plotting the graph, plotting the chart. Next we have chart title. Chart title is the name that you are going to give for this particular chart that you have created. So if in case if I have to go for marks of your subject or for the students, so I can represent analysis of students in FA1 or comparison of FA1, FA2. So likewise, you can just give some name title to the chart that you have created. So that will be on the top. Next, we have legend that normally comes at the bottom of this. This legend is this is normally represented with different colors or patterns. That is to show, differentiate what are different categories that you have kept. Now, in this case, you will see we have orange color, yellow color, and green color. Same thing, orange, sorry, red. Is it orange, red? Oh, I don't know. Please tell me whether it is red or orange. All right, let me take it as red, yellow, green. Again, red, yellow, green. Now, if I see what does red means, this is sales margin, sales, appraisal, sales. Okay, sales in March, sales in April, sales in May. So these are three things that is differentiated with the color. And for each of the category, Mercedes, how much sale that was there, that was in March, how much sales that appeared in April, how much sales that happened in May. Likewise, Hyundai, Honda, Renault. Now, for all these different categories, we are going to see sales with respect to in the month of March, April, and May. So, these representation, color or pattern representation, is is known as legend, and you can just place it, drag it anywhere in this chart. Basically, it will be at the bottom. You can place it as per your wish. Then the last thing we have is grid lines. I'm sorry, this is not actually visible, but you have some lines here. Margins will be there. Like you can able to see, if I want to know what value Maruti have got, you need not just go into this keep a sale scale and check what value you have. You can just use this grid line where you will see all the values. I mean, lines will be already there, so it will be easy for you to identify what value is this for. So that is the last one. So overall, we have 9 elements or components of a chart that you are going to see in an Excel sheet. So this is the description of all the components that we have talked about. And then the next topic, we have commonly used chart types. In general, we can make use of different charts that normally we will be using in different ways for representing different data. The commonly used charts are these fives that helps to analyze the data, visualize the data effectively. The first comes with column chart. As if I talk about marks in the subject, it is very easy and simple for representing marks and to know which student topped in a subject. So as you can see, column will be raised on the raised, and whichever is on the top bar, that column will be representing that that particular is the highest one, the lowest one, the medium one. So you can able to understand the categories and able to understand the data very effectively. So this is a column chart that displays data in the form of vertical bars. So you will see the bars over here. The height of the bar represents the data, and there can be like period of time. That means the width of this bar will be equal, and that can also be represented for different data items. Now, in a column chart, category are represented on horizontal axis and value along vertical axis. So you will see category here and the value here. As what we have seen, this is a column chart itself. In column chart also, you will have different designs, 2D, 3D, FX. So that we will see once we open this Excel sheet. The second commonly used chart is bar chart. This is very similar to the column chart. The only difference is this is vertical bars and this will be your horizontal bars. Long rectangular bars that are horizontally placed. Now this bar chart will be illustrating normally when you go with the comparison of individual items, like uh, uh, like for comparison, this country have got this much of population, the other country have got this much of population. So in terms of comparison, bar chart will be very much useful. It depends, like you can go with column chart as well, but we can also like bar chart will be effectively used there. Then we have line chart. As you can see from this, line chart is designed by keeping the data with dots. Let's say I have dot 1, dot 2, dot 3, dot 4. Now these four dots are four values that you have got, and just joining these dots will give you a line chart. So you can have different categories of data represented by different colors of these lines. And this will be very much helpful when you're connecting these dots that displays the values that it is rising and falling with respect to each category. So this is line chart. Next we have pie chart. Pie chart, you can remember this like pizza. Normally when you see, if pizza, suppose there are five people in a house and one pizza have to be distributed among all the five. Now it is not equal division. Let's say the elder person don't want to, like, they don't like pizza much, so let's say a small pizza bite, just they want it to taste. But the youngest one likes the pizza, like you people love pizza, eating pizzas, so you will take the bigger part. Now what happens here is, pie chart looks like a pizza which have got divisions, like how you cut a pizza with different. Normally pizza is cut in equal pieces, but let's say we in a family of five people, different people wants different piece of pizza. So in that case we will see a bigger piece, a smaller piece. Now pie chart is usually a circular chart that looks like a pizza, and there will be divisions in this. There will be dividing that into sectors. Each of this sector will be representing one category. It shows that this amount of percentage of people are there, like let's say if population, if I'm talking about population in the states of different states of India. So Telangana, these much populations. Then we have Haryana, then Punjab, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh. So it, you can have different categories, and the size of the division represents the value, the data of that particular category. So just by visualizing, I can say this is pizza, bigger piece of pizza, so I want it, right? So likewise, just by looking at this pie chart, it will be very quickly to analyze and easy for representation. The same thing goes with the next one, which is called donut chart. Donut chart is similar to a donut, or you can say vada. If you have eaten vada, you will know that, right? So this will be like, South people knows vada very well. I am not aware of like North people. So donut is commonly used, but in South, donut they don't like prefer to eat much. But vada, they will be using it during every breakfast time. So let's say donut and vada for both north and south people. So we have a donut chart which looks like a donut, and this donut is again sliced into pieces. Now you will see there will be relationships which shown between one piece to the other piece. How much bigger piece this one is, how much smaller is this. So this size of the piece that you have made in the rings, that represents the data of that category. Same as your pie chart, that is pizza cut piecing. The same thing goes with the donut as well, right? So this shows a relationship of the part to the whole part. From the whole of this much is contributed, this much is contributed by B person, this much is contributed. So out of whole category, you are going to get this as uh, the relation. So in case of pie chart and donut chart, you will see that you will have a sum value total of 100%. Out of 100%, this much is this much is that, this much is that. So we are going to show out of 100 how much of their categories, how much of their contributions, what is their percentage of individual category are being represented. So in that cases you will opt for this pie chart and donut chart. Now choosing of, these are five commonly used charts, but this is not limited to that. We have many more charts that are available. And the thing is, picking a proper chart to display the information data that you are representing is very important. So in case of different categories, different values that you have to properly pick chart that best represents it values. All right, next topic we have creating a chart. For creating chart, we have simple 5 steps. As of here, we have only 3 steps to open it, and then we will also go with some formatting. So first thing is we have to go for this Excel sheet insert tab. There should be a tabular column, right? So what we will do, as the time is running up, we have only 39 seconds. All right. So we will start from this part. I will be creating this tabular column by the next video so that we can quickly start. Take the tabular column and we will go with the steps of creating a chart. We have just simple 3 steps to just create it, and then we will go with another 2 steps for formatting it, like styling or looking, making it more um, stylish. So you can say in that way. Okay, designing, we can go with much more designs. So total of 5 steps are there that we are going to start in the next class. All right. Alright, so we are done with today's class. If you have any doubt, please comment in the video so that I can respond to you there. Thank you. Bye bye.